If I love you, I want to be with you, Thomas.
All I need to do is to convince Chrysan Lee. Together, we are stronger than you.
But are you ready to go down on that road and get burned by the vicious fire of revenge?
Hello guys, welcome back to Masterdebater.
I love this show!
Wow! Okay, I'm Sylvia from Net Automatics.
I am your influencer, Bomo, Hirzie.
I'm Joel from Debate Association Singapore.
He skipped class today!
My goodness, it's very excited to be back today because today we unveil our top 6 sitting in that corner right now. I can actually feel the stress coming from this corner, but on the other hand, the other corner is very sunny, very happy. Our losers!
We don't call ourselves the losers.
Okay.
We are just the resting and chilling team.
Yes, and you know what's the fun fact? These people who have been eliminated earlier, they are joining us in a rank of judges!
Actually, lose not bad can become judge.
Yes, that shows a lot about the standard of the judging.
Now, for the first time ever in this season, we are no longer going with teams, and it is now an individual battle. We have randomized 3 matches, and then there will be a top 4 that will go to the finals.
So there's only 1 minute of debate and then 45 seconds of rebuttal.
Right, and we'll also be voting for the one person who we think deserves a second chance.
Oh, that's actually scary.
So very exciting episode ahead. Are you guys ready? Our first battle, Thomas versus Kelly. Thomas is against, Kelly is for. Office romance should be allowed. Ready?
Let's go, Kelly! Kelly first. Let's go, Kelly!
I just want to say Kelly is actually secretly my favorite. So please don't be scared. I think you can do it.
I am
okay?
super scared. I'm so gonna disappoint you.
Let me tell you a secret.
Romance is a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love, and love is an intense feeling of deep affection. You can't control it. And if you think about it, your workplace is one of the places that love is most likely to be developed. Why? Because we spend most of our waking hours working. So it's only natural for us to fall in love with people that we spend so much time with. But I know you guys want facts. So here's a few perks of being in love. Let us first all agree that work is one of the main contributing factors to stress and anxiety. Well, good news. Love actually gives us reduced anxiety and better stress management. So where is a better place than romance than your workplace itself? Number 2, fewer doctor visits. Because with reduced stress and anxiety, we will boost our immune system, you will take lesser MCs and your bosses will love you more. Not to mention, you can also save money by commuting to work and going home together. How many arguments and misunderstandings start with, you don't understand my work, I have to do this, I have to do that. But with office romance, you'll be able to understand and relate to each other more, which will lead to lesser misunderstandings, lesser arguments, and a happier life. So should office romance be allowed? Absolutely, if you want a happier life.
Okay, so before Thomas go, right, guys, Hirzie, are you for or against office romance?
I don't have a 9 to 5, so I don't know.
Joel?
Let them be lah.
Okay.
You, Lev? What about you? And office romance?
What do you say? What do you say?
You ask the question, you better answer your own.
Now that you mention it, right, I feel like I should be including some lines here, but no, I won't do that. I'm gonna split this debate into 3, okay? We got the pre, the during, and then the after the relationship, yeah? So, don't eat where you shit is a very famous saying. So work is dominantly logical, okay? Relationships are emotional driven. That's why you want to think with this head when you're at work and not with that head, okay? Let's start with the pre, the flirting, alright? If, let's say you want to develop the romance but the person doesn't reciprocate, this becomes sexual harassment. Let's say she does reciprocate, then the office just becomes very uncomfortable example, jealousy, biasness, right? People will always think that you do things for your partner, even if you're not, people will just think that. Even worse if you're the boss, because why is this person promoted, why is that person promoted, etc. So situations where you take care of your partner because she's the priority and it hinders workflow, alright? This efficiency matters. So when late, usually it's just one person late. Now you have to wait for your girlfriend, you have to wait for I'm already done, yeah, you have to wait for your partner, so now 2 people late. So why as an employer should I pay for your sexy time, alright? Then lastly, distance makes the heart grow fonder. So every day you see the person, also check. You go home, also see, also check. So that's why, don't get into office romance, no love, no pain, work with a healthy brain. Alright!
After that speech, I don't know office romance.
I got the zingers from Thomas. It's like an election campaign. Work with a healthy brain. Use this hate, not the other hate. Vote for me!
I'm here to give Instagram captions only. Okay.
Y'all both show yourselves,
Wait, is there a romance between the two of them?
No, he has a girlfriend.
Never stopped me.
There is about to be. So you remember what I talked about efficiency and how that affects the workplace, right? So this is gonna be the state of my rebuttal for this whole thing. So aside from being beautiful, what do you do for a living?
I'm a producer. No, anyway, I just want to say that your argument sounds like has nothing to do with office romance. Just sounds like someone that's have an emotional mess that can't think logically.
Sorry, I'm speechless.
Then what the is this?
I know this is a debate, but I'd much rather this be a date.
Yeah, sure. And what's your point?
Hey, don't chew the
Do you just come out of the oven? Because you are hot.
I love you.
So you think office romance should be a thing?
Yes, because if I love you, I want to be with you, Thomas. I just want to be with you and I don't care what other
What's
people
going
say.
on? I'm kind of hot.
You know, they call me a snowflake, not because I'm white, because I've fallen for you.
That's great. So my argument is right. So office romance should be allowed and let's get together. Yay!
Wait, pass me the freaking... Are you a time traveler? Because I see our future together.
What the is going on? Yes, I accept it. Let's get married.
Okay, you see how just because of romance, I've just basically wasted 45 seconds of rebuttal time. This is what romance does to you. It destroys efficiency. It destroys the flow of work. This is why office romance should not be allowed. So stop it.
It has nothing to do with office romance. If you are this kind of person, any type of romance will throw you off because you're emotional.
Love leads to emotions. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
So office romance, right, Sylvia? Do you think it should be allowed or not?
I feel like I should have been friends with Thomas before anything happened, and it wouldn't have happened. I actually see Thomas's points because I've seen it happen in my office, and it really decreases, the efficiency in that sense. So I get all his points, but what I don't get is Thomas' points when he says head versus heart, right? I think that even in the office, there's a lot of heart, right? So that point is kind of like very opinionated statement.
I'm more inclined towards Thomas's argument because it was all-encompassing how he put the barriers of what and why romance is impeding in the workplace. That said though, the rebuttal was a gamble. Like, I immediately got it as a comic. I know build up and punchline. I immediately knew where you were going. But the question was, you had 45 seconds, could you have done that in half the time and then spend the other half truly going back into an argument? It's a gamble, but as you can see, she used the punchline to her favor at the end.
Yes, she did! That's like
So you should have just chopped it in half and made sure you bought yourself some insurance of time.
A lot of what Kelly says in the argument itself was not exclusive to office romance. So like it was very unclear exactly why the time was being used to explain the perks of love, rather than explaining why office romance in context should be allowed. I think in comparison to what Thomas tries to do in the construction of the argument, he tries to explain in specific why the context of office romance is harmful. So I think in that case, like when I'm evaluating the rebuttal component, nothing much is happening there for me. So like, just comparing the case construction, I think Thomas takes it up. Yeah.
Correct.
What do you mean nothing much? I felt a lot of tension.
Stop it! So we are voting for round one's winner in 3, 2, 1. 5 votes for Thomas and 2 for Kelly, and the winner is Thomas! Hey, I just want to say that the 2 guys, Nicholas and Lev, they voted yes for Kelly. And they all work in the same office, I just want to say.
If I say the same shit as Kelly, they have voted Thomas.
Okay.
So much tension.
Yes, a lot of tension for battle 1. Now we will be entering battle 2.
Ding, ding, ding.
Jason for, Chrysan against. The statement is, you should delete everything about your ex.
I'm so excited.
Jason 4.
Yeah.
Die now.
Our opinion on the statement.
You should delete everything about your ex.
Yes.
I've never had an ex, so I just a couple of dates, but never an ex.
Right.
Y'all, eh?
How about you?
Cancel. Remove everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Gen Zs are like that one. They will cancel you non-stop.
right. Okay.
Okay, wait. I like how Sylvia is always like, what about you? What about you? And then she skips.
You got to hear everything about your eyes. Actually, I feel like the whole day is about you.
This is an intervention actually. Sylvia, is there anything else?
But anyway, Jason, are you ready?
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Shh. Okay, guys, I'm not ready. But let's do it.
Come on, our best speaker.
I don't need to convince anybody. All I need to do is to convince Chrysan Lee. Okay? They are your ex for a reason, Chrysan. They might have wounded you. They might have taught you a precious lesson. But no matter what, 99% of the breakup experience are bad. Don't tell me you never cried before. Don't tell me you feel good about it. Okay? 1% is because you don't love them enough. And also, you are lying. And do you like wound? No matter how stupid you were, blah, 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 blah. Okay, do you like wound? Because it reminds you to think that you are stupid. You were that stupid, okay? If you still think you should keep everything about your ex, let me give you an example, okay? You went to school before, right? And there is your favorite textbook, correct? There's your favorite subject, correct? Would you bring your textbook everywhere you go? Maybe. 10 years later, okay, after you have graduated for 10 years, would you still bring your textbook around? Maybe not. No, definitely not. So, oh shit, I don't have time.
Finish it. Go on, Jason.
I'm gone.
Always
Okay.
finish, Jason.
Oh my god.
Okay, so no matter what, you have to throw the shit away at some point in your life. I'm not talking about immediately. It can be 1 month, can be 10 years, can be 20 years. It's up to you. Yeah. So yeah, it's never gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it, lah. Yeah. Nervous. Let's go, Chrysan.
Come on.
I suppose.
Our little fireball.
Okay, ready? Yes. Okay, 3, 2. You should delete everything about your ex. That means pictures, videos, medical records, personal information, anything that you can delete, you remove, right? So let's refer to your ex as history, like your world history. If you're a country, you delete all of your history, you remove everything, you're ignoring your mistakes, and these mistakes are not there to remind you how far you have come. Mistakes are there for a reason. They are evidence for you to do better because you owe it to yourself to do better. And now let's bring you to the second crucial point, and that is legal implications. So assuming that one day your ex comes back to you, accuses you of wrongdoings, and worse off with legal implications, what are you gonna do? You don't have any evidence because you removed everything about your ex, and that is just a silly thing to do. Another thing is, now think about it, you may be able to remove everything about your ex physically, but mentally these things will always live on in your mind. Let's talk about the healing process. How do humans heal? We heal by looking back at mistakes, we heal by looking back and reflecting, and by retracting this information and this chance of healing, I'm telling you, it is a lose-lose situation. To do this by completing the act is like when a child makes a mess. You sweep everything up, you sweep everything under the carpet because you have no capacity to accept your mistakes and to reflect on who you were.
Slightly better than mine.
Slightly better than mine. Off.
Convince me exactly why we should delete everything about your ex.
You don't understand what I say just now. Let me give you an example. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Your ex.
That's great.
Ex who? You should say.
Ex who? Ex who?
Congratulations, you have deleted everything about your ex. Okay, actually deleting everything doesn't mean that you never had good time with your ex before, okay? It doesn't mean that you never loved them enough, okay? That's why deleting is one of the best choice you should make for your life.
Deleting everything about your ex is not a realistic expectation for everyone to do. Now, 7 out of 10 people in this world have some form of shared custody with their exes. For example, a child or a shared pet. So in all these scenarios, are you saying to tell all these people to off and delete everything about their ex? Is that realistic?
Actually, you are not wrong. It's quite realistic. So, you can do what you want. You can even keep whatever you want to keep. So, as much as you have wounded, right? We don't like scars, so you should throw that shit away. Do you like scars?
Assuming that you are doing everything for the betterment of your mental health. Now, let's talk about deleting everything so that you don't see anything about your exes. But if your friends start posting things about your ex on social media, are you going to delete your friends as well?
That's not up to your control. They want to post anything, they can post whatever they want. But for you, it's up to you to feel how you feel about whoever is posting.
Sure, you want to feel how you feel about it, but I'm telling you, moving on is an act on your own. The thing is, by removing everything, unless you tell me that it immediately removes all negative feelings that you have about your ex, I'm telling you that's not gonna happen, and it will always live on in your mind.
Hey, let's go! Side fight.
Alright, Joel, what do you think?
On one hand, there was the suggestion that there's baggage that we should completely remove. On the other hand, there's the other claim that says that baggage helps us learn, but neither speaker really tells me why people tend to use it more for their own learning rather than using it for self-destructive purposes to themselves. Yeah.
It was a lot of personal points being put across, and very briefly, Chrysan mentioned custodies and exes. I think that was one thing that could really put your case forward if you brought up, the legal implications of married couples. There are just things married couples cannot delete, like children, house, stuff like that. That I wish was at the bulk of your argument and not very briefly mentioned, because the personal stuff is really the easier conversations to have lah. And then, what is up with today and the very experimental rebuttals, the knock jokes, the love.
So I would like to say, as a stand-up comedian, Hirzie, I could feel he was horrified. I felt Hirzie going, no!
At least with Thomas, right, I felt like, okay, I know where he was gonna go with the punchline from the first 2 lines then, but with yours, it didn't go anywhere.
It's okay. At least you're laughing now.
You leh?
I agree, both very vague points talking about negative experiences, healing, reflection, and agree on both ends that something that's more concrete would really help all these big blanket statements. Okay, so for our judges on the chair.
The jury.
Yes. Are we ready to vote?
Ready to vote.
I'm ready to be the judge.
In 3, 2, 1. Go! 5 for Chrysan and 2 for Jason, and the winner is Chrysan!
Yay! Chrysan, well done, come! Yay!
Okay, so I want to ask Xixi and Kishan, okay? Why do you guys vote Jason?
Okay, to be honest, I feel that Chrysan can do so much better. She can say so much more. But I think she's having a nervous breakdown now. So
Yes.
So her points are not being delivered across. But as for Jason, I really can see an improvement. Although he still stuttered here and there, but he still managed to pull his points across.
Oh my god, I actually get your point, because Chrysan is usually here, today she's here, Jason usually here,
so much from
but today he's here.
I lowered down the standard. That's why.
And that is why he has my vote. I want to see more of this.
No lah, it's not funny, it's not funny.
But Jason, are you very pleased with this result? I think you have been wanting this to happen since episode 1.
You are right, actually you are right. Finally it's happening. I'm gonna be there and be the judge just like you, huh?
I got one last thing for you.
Yes.
Knock.
Who's there?
Jason.
Jason who?
Jason lost.
Very excited because now we're on to the third battle. Fish 4 and Lingyi against Revenge is Okay. I'm personally very invested in this one because both of them are very terrifying speakers. And I'm very excited to see the sparks
Fish is the last person I want to get for this debate.
I think the same for him, right?
No!
But the judges, you all have any opinion on the motion? Like, is revenge okay?
I think it depends. It really depends on what kind of revenge takes place.
Oh, you just open up.
A can of revengeful worms.
Yeah, a kind of revengeful options.
For me, just like the two motion, I don't have any haters or enemies, so I don't know what revenge is. I'm such an innocent, kind person who don't get cancelled.
Revenge is not okay. Justice is okay. It's very important for us to not confuse these two. Revenge is retaliation. Justice is restoring balance. Revenge is often displayed in extreme hatred, spite. It has nothing to do with justice. More of victims affirming their inborn but non-legal right to retaliate. In short, justice is controlled, emotion-free. But revenge is full of emotion. It's anger. It's an uncontrollable son of a bitch. By saying that revenge is okay, we are undermining all the effort that us as human beings have put in building our legal justice system. And by saying that revenge is okay, we're telling everybody that it's okay to be a vigilante. Second point, revenge is not okay because that's what I would tell my kids. Moral standards are confusing sometimes, but I have a hint. Whenever you're confused, you ask yourself, would you tell your kid this? For me, I would never tell my kid, Matt, I will never tell you revenge is okay. Just like I will never tell you lying is okay, jaywalking is okay, selective cheating is okay, littering is okay. I will not tell you that. Am I cold on this moral high ground? A little bit. But are you ready to go down on that road and get burned by the vicious fire of revenge? I don't think so. Thank you.
Okay, Matthew McConaughey, the time has come.
Revenge is not the province of evildoers. It is how creatures maintain order in a social system. For Japanese macaque monkeys, it's very simple. Big bully monkey bully me, I find the other bullied monkeys and we go whack him back. Together, we are stronger than you. That's how we take our revenge and show that we are a threat still. Even for humans, revenge is a syndrome of a lack of trust of a failing system. Lingyi talked a lot about justice, but marginalized people often have to take revenge in order for them to destabilize the status quo. Think of movements like Black Lives Matter. Social disobedience hurts the institutions that have power, and there is power in that to create change. Even from a political standpoint, deterrents are a large focus of Singapore's military. Should we no longer have these? They're a huge aspect towards our military defense. And last but not least, even from an economical standpoint, Reddit users said that GameStop's Diamond Hand rocket ship is a revenge of the masses. They said, we see the 1% taking trillions every year, while tens of millions are filing for unemployment, especially during a pandemic. It is important for revenge to be okay. These hedge funds manipulated the stock market, and we want that revenge against them. So what is important here is that we stay strong together. Apes are strong together. Lingyi talked a lot about justice, undermining justice, it's okay to be a vigilante, but we're not here to argue if revenge is good or bad. We're talking about if it's okay, and in this sentence, it's defined as satisfactory but not especially good. I agree, revenge is not especially good. Why do people have to take these efforts to go and get what they need, what they could not take originally? That's what we're arguing here. It is okay, satisfactory, but not great.
In front of a classroom full of 5-year-old, 6-year-olds, would you tell them the same because that they wouldn't understand? Would you tell them the same in front of the classroom of 5-year-olds?
Right now, I would tell my kids that the movements that are happening around the world are absolutely okay. We need to be able to take these actions against a system that marginalizes people.
I don't think any good parents out there will be able to say that revenge is good to any of their kids. I give you one more point. You say that revenge is good, right? Okay, revenge is a dish best served cold. It sounds cool, right? You know what's cooler than that? Revenge is a dish that's never served. You let that motherfucker wait at the table and never serve him for the lifetime, for the rest of his life. And you know what else is cool? An eye for an eye is cool. But you know what is cooler? An eye for an I don't give a fuck about you.
But you just proved my point. I'm not arguing if it's good or bad. I'm saying that is satisfactory but not great. I would never tell my kids that revenge is good because it's not, but it's satisfactory in the right conditions.
Revenge is a vicious cycle. You slap me, I punch you, you stab me, I kick you in the nuts, you marry my daughter, I marry your son. I mean, that's really horrible, but when does it stop? Because revenge can't be measured, it can't be controlled. How do you know revenge is not gonna cause greater pain? You don't have time and I don't have time.
It stops when the system is fixed, and right now it is broken.
I need to wait for the judges.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh, this is damn tough.
Her strategy is to basically say that this shouldn't be the norm.
Yeah.
His strategy is to say, but like revenge is particularly appropriate in very, very specific circumstances. And so the pressure point that she was putting on Fish was the whole like, would you tell your kids this? And as a form of norm setting. So like, quite interesting arguments, sexy arguments this round.
Hirzie, what do you think?
I think the motion was particularly difficult for Fish. You know, it's skewed to favor towards Lingyi's side lah. He really tried to present the case of a failing system. What I felt was, well, that's a good strategy moving ahead. He didn't cover the topic again, and because it's hard, he kept saying revenge is satisfactory, to which when she closed it with that line, you cannot control or measure revenge. It's not, a variable that can be, there's no currency or unit of measure for it. And yeah lah, I actually favor Lingyi's argument a little bit more.
Ooh. Are we ready to vote, Xixi?
Yes.
Kishan?
Do it.
Aren't you guys glad you're sitting on this side?
Because we don't need to say anything, we just have to shoot point, don't you? Right? But
Ishan, these people
This round very hard.
You can take revenge.
no, don't take revenge. It's system against telling your children about revenge.
In 3, 2, 1.
Only Nicholas and I voted Fish.
Yes! So the winner is Lingyi with 5 versus 2 votes. So we're done with 3 battles, okay? The winner for battle 1, Thomas. Battle 2, Chrysan. Battle 3, Lingyi. And we actually have a wild card which you gave us right at the beginning of this episode. Tell us what it is again.
So the wild card is basically to bring back someone that has lost previous rounds and who we think could possibly perform much better in a different round.
Correct, because we still need a top 4 for next episode. Should we vote for Jason?
Yes.
It's unfair. It's not fair for Fish, right? Yeah.
I want to vote.
Okay, who would you guys vote for to come back as the 4th player for the next episode?
I think Jason has shown a lot of improvement since the first time we saw him speak. Like, he's not giving up anymore and he's actually trying to convey actual points across. Which is impressive, I think. And Kelly, genuinely very consistent as a performer and genuinely has a really good balance of good style and like good content. And Fish is the debater that makes my internal debater have an intellectual boner. I'm not gonna lie. The GME thing got me. Like the hello HR. like really, really solid. Like his arguments are like really, really on point, and like he has the poise of an actual professional debater. So like I think that's quite impressive for me. I think it's true though. I think that the difficulty is between like Kelly's consistency and Fish's like
Explosiveness,
yeah.
yes.
When I look at the 3 people for revival, I think of the Destiny's Child. There's Kelly, who is very likable, very consistent, someone who is a fan favorite. People will root for Kelly.
Yeah.
And then there's Fish, who's clearly the Beyonce of the group. Explosive, very likable as well.
Right.
Very, very powerful, a star power from the get. Whether or not he's in a team or individual, people will buy Fish's show. And then there's the Michelle Williams of the group. Who will eventually do her own gospel music and still do well.
my god.
But the question is, which Destiny's Child will end up having the destiny to move forward?
Okay, guys, in 3, 2, 1, okay? The person we want to revive in 3, 2, 1. Fish. I think this will make the competition really better for the next episode. And honestly, if I've gotten your emotion, Fish, I would have just left the room. So props to you for delivering. Okay, so with that, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Tell us who is your top favorite debater in this episode, and you remember to tune in next week for our Master Debater Finals.
Next time on Master Debater.
Stupid white people pointing their guns in the wrong direction? No!
Not only Singapore will be gone, parts of Malaysia will also be gone.
Communication is the key to resolving problems.
You can be kids, but kids get schooled.
And the winner